I'm going to ask you some questions that my parents told me about you and so on, the little bit that they did. But you can fill in anywhere you'd like to fill in, add some extra information and so on.
Okay.
Let me just take this off, otherwise Mike's not going to pick me up. The basis of the project is to find the leaders who are trying to build a better future. So my father told me about some of the housing projects that you've been involved with, and that you've been involved with some political positions in the past, if you're comfortable to talk about that, and so on. So if there's something that I don't ask you, please fill it in, because obviously I don't know everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get to your questions. I'm just going to record on this phone just in case.
Okay.
You have a really nice son, by the way.
Okay,
He's so welcoming.
Yeah, I know. He's cute. He's very friendly.
Yeah, he is.
Very friendly.
Okay, so the first question is, who are you? How did you end up being who you are today? And why did you choose your specific field? So obviously you're in a bunch of different fields, but how did you end up where you are today?
Okay. My name, my parents gave me the name Nomalady. It's a Xhosa name, as you can see. Noma denotes, it's a prefix for a female, and then lady, a lady, like a lady. I'm the only daughter with 5 brothers. So they gave me that name because they said the ladies arrived. You know,
okay.
Yes, yeah, when I was born.
Are you the youngest?
No, I'm middle. In the
middle.
Yes, yeah, but I ended up being the only daughter. I'm Xhosa, speaking. I'm from the Eastern Cape. I did my primary, high school and university in the Eastern Cape. Started at UNITRA. It was known as UNITRA then. Now it's USU. It was University of Transkei, and I graduated in political science and psychology. So that's where, I got introduced into politics. I was a student activist then. It was during the Matanzima regime, and we wanted to change this whole thing about Transkei being a state. If you were not born there, but Transkei was a homeland, so we were fighting all that stuff. But then, fast forward, when come 1991, when the ANC was unbanned, Mandela was released, I had moved then from Transkei to KZN.
Yeah.
Yes, I was here in KZN when all of that happened. And then I sort of like made a conscious decision to say, you know what, we cannot all be in politics. Because I remember when I was an activist, there was a time where we were like, I was asked to leave the country, to go in exile because some of our close friends, like Batando and Ndondo were killed and all that kind of stuff. But a few of us, we just said, you know what, if we all leave the country, and then how will the other people who are, in exile, how can we, make sure that things happen inside the country? So and also being young, I said, no, I can't leave my home, I just wanted to stay in the But anyway, I moved to KZN in 1989, and then 1991, we saw drastic changes in South Africa in the political, field. And then the ANC was unbanned, Mandela was released. And then I said, you know what, it's time now that we develop the economy of the country.
Yeah.
And then I said, bye-bye politics.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting into, and then I went to university, University of Natal. I did my master's in town and regional planning.
Yeah.
And then I worked as a town planner after started 1996, 95, 96. I started working as a town planner, just a year and a half after the new dispensation, and then I was working as a town planner. And then I kind of, if I may put it that way, I kind of get bored, in doing one thing over and over again. And then I just got interested because, at that stage, they were coming up with these RDP houses, low-cost houses. I remember because in New Germany, I was in Pinetown then, in New Germany, They were building these houses. They were calling them vezunyawo. Vezunyawo means with your feet sticking out, you know. Your feet
so it's so small.
Yes, so that you will be sitting on your bed and then your feet will be outside the
Yeah.
door. You know, they were calling them vezunyawo. And then I got interested in kind of, developing, you know, a house. Like a living structure, not a house necessarily, but a living structure that a person could feel dignified if they live in it. And then I started doing some research. You know, I remember then we had the town clerk, Mr. Harting. I spoke to him. I told him that I wanted to do some things, you know, differently. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do some research and see whether we cannot build, you know, a better house, you know, a low-cost house. So that's how it started, and then I went to Limpopo. I went all over, you know, looking for.
Weren't you the first to put tile roofs?
Yes, yes. And then I started that, and then I got a project. Subsequently, I got a project in Lamontville. You know, that was the first truss and tile house with a toilet and a basin. That was the first, yes. And I remember the then Minister of Housing, Lindwe Sulu, he came to Durban. He went to my housing project. That was the first one. And then I completed that project, and then I got another project in Stenga. And then there in Stenga, I introduced a two-roomed truss and tile house, which was 35 square meters.
Oh, that's spacious.
Yes, yeah.
Your feet aren't sticking out anymore.
And then I remember I got so unpopular with the other contractors and project, because I was a project manager. Other project managers that, you know what, you are taking our money away now. You are building bigger units, and then how are we going to make our profit? I said, you know what, it's not standard. It's my house. These are my houses. You can build your small ones, and then I'll build what I want to build. And then that project there. I got it got an award, Governor Mbeki Award, National Award.
Oh, really?
For 3 years, successive years, 3 successive years, National Award. I mean,
sorry, what is the award called again?
Governor Mbeki.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Housing, and then it got that for 3 successive years. You know,
wow.
It got that. Unfortunately, and then there was a change in administration, because during that stage it was the Mbeki, Thabo Mbeki's, yes, and then Zuma came in, and then I would say just straightforward that, I mean, we got persecuted. Because the contract ended up being cancelled. I mean, for no reason. No. These people were Mbeki person and so on. I mean, anyone, the way that I looked at it, that anyone who was like more progressive and so on, you had to be categorized and labeled as something, you know. So that was the beginning of problems. As I speak now, I mean, I'm still owed millions, about 12 million grants by the Department of Housing, and the Guatemala municipality, they never pay that. So, anyway, that's when I decided that, you know what, let me just leave anything to do with government, you know, let me reinvent. I had to reinvent myself. I mean, it's very difficult to restart. I mean, I had to reinvent myself. But fortunately, while I was still doing the houses, like, I mean, the Lamontville project, so on, I was doing my PhD, you know. And then that PhD was, my thesis was on evaluating the housing policy. You know?
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah. You can just Google my name. They downloaded it. The whole thesis it's online.
I'll go have a look.
Yeah, they downloaded it. It's Dr. Nomalady Ngwadla. And then you just see it. Yeah. In fact, I was just checking on it. I mean, I think last week, they downloaded it. So I did that. So the whole PhD was on public and public and business administration. Yes, and then I did that. So then mainly people thought maybe I wanted to be an academic, you know, and so I said no. I just you know, you feel good when you are doing things and then you've got some backing, you know, like, I mean, knowledge and all that kind of stuff. So while I was still doing the projects, I started the mining thing. Like I was saying to you, I get bored easily, you know. And then I started investigating, and then I said to, I've got a son who lives in the US, Vivi. I said to Vivi and Ngwadla, please guys, just Google, get anything to do with coal, any information on coal, because I didn't know anything about coal. And then I started that process. But fortunately, because I was doing very well as a project manager and in construction, I was able, you know, to use that money, you know, for exploration, you know, applying for the mining license and everything. And then I got the mining license in 2012. And then I literally started mining on my own in 2017, you know.
It's not long ago.
Yes, yeah, in 2017. And I was proud of myself because when I started with, I never, you know, asked for a facility or a loan or whatever, you know, from the bank. I just started, with a little bit, and then 1 cent on top of another cent, 1 cent on top of another cent, and so on, and then it grew. And then I decided, you know what, because where I'm mining, the farm belongs to me, you know. Before, while I was waiting for the license, I was farming bone marrows.
Oh, same like us.
Oh, yes, yeah. I was doing bone marrows, and then I sold all of them in 2013 when I got the license. But now I've reintroduced Brahmans.
Oh, Brahmans.
Yes, yeah, I've got Brahmans. Because I realized that, the mine and the farming can coexist.
I'm scared of Brahmans.
Yeah, but those ones, you know, what did they? Because we bought them from an auction in Northwest.
Yeah.
They said if they are violent, sell them.
Yeah.
Keep the meek ones.
Yeah.
You know? So we bought them with two, champion bulls, a red and a what to call? No, it's beautiful. You know, we've got two calves now from our what to call? The other one is, I think, it's about 3 weeks, and then the other one was born last week. So, and then I introduced Brahmans, and then I introduced large whites, pigs.
Oh, pigs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Large whites. We only bought 3, 2 females. One was with piglets, 9 piglets, and a male. To tell you the honest fact now, that was in less than a year ago, last year.
Yeah.
Right now we've about 60.
60?
Yes.
Oh.
3 of them have just given birth, for over 30 piglets, yeah. So we've just over 60 now. So I introduced that, and then I introduced goats as well. So the goats, it's the season for them now. They are giving triplets, you know, giving birth to triplets and so on. So I said, okay, because we own the farm, and then we got the mining license. While we're mining, let's build it, because the minerals have a lifespan.
Yeah.
Yes, at some point, you know, they'll be finished, but we want to carry on farming. I love farming. And then I said the second thing now, I also love hospitality industry, you know,
that's why
restaurants and so on. Yes, you know, I also love it, you know. And then I said, okay, what I will do, what we are doing right now, we're buying properties in cash.
Yeah.
If like the house we live in, your mom did the decor there.
Yes.
Did beautiful. It's so beautiful, you know. You know, I was breaking all the walls there, you know, because I wanted to.
I still want to come visit you at your house to come and see myself.
Yes, yeah. You know, no. It's wonderful, you know, everything, you know. So they did that, and then I bought this one. I bought the Washbank one. I've got one in Washbank. The one in Washbank, we finished it last week. It's just mainly for contractors. It's nothing fancy.
Yeah.
If you are coming from Durban or somewhere, you want to fit a kitchen, or it's electricians and so on, so they can stay there. It's self-catering. Yes. I added some bathrooms and so on, so it's 6 bedrooms. And then I bought this one. We just waiting for now. I'm waiting for a quotation because they are still doing the restaurant.
Yes.
At the car wash.
Yeah.
Once they finish that, they are coming here.
Yeah,
so,
and you have a car wash as well.
Yes.
The one at the train station.
Yes. That's where now they are doing the decor and all that kind of stuff. Yes. Yeah. There's a restaurant part of side of it. So here, I said I want this to be a 4-star. This one. Because we've got another one in Wanongoma. We stopped due to the lockdown. That one is in our royal household.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful house there, but now we're extending it. We've already built 6 units. Just before the lockdown, they were going to roof the final 3. and then so we stopped. So that one is going to be the biggest one. I was saying to Michelle, it's going to be a resort.
Yeah.
Because we are going to have a spa, we are going to have a gym, we are going to. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's on our royal homestead. So we said, you know what, we've spent a lot of money building here, so let's get something out of it.
Yeah.
And then we also have a property, it's land. We are busy designing Nomhlanga.
Oh, Nomhlanga.
Yeah, Nomhlanga village, yes.
Yes.
We brought a piece of land there. Also, they want to, because in all these, I want to have it's like it's our home. When my kids are around, probably, and grandchildren, we will say it's fully booked,
Yeah.
and then when they leave, and then it's open. So that's
Yeah.
how it's going to be our home plus, because
I understand.
yes, yeah. So similarly here, this is going to be a 4-star B&B, but I'm opening a tea garden.
Here.
Yes, as you
Oh,
see,
wonderful.
I mean, like there are benches all over and so on. So if you want to come and sit, I mean, you can sit in summer with the blooms and stuff. You want to have you read a book,
Yeah.
and then you come, you sit somewhere, eat oranges if you want, eat oranges or nuts if you want, eat nuts, and then we can make you tea and a cake, and then you sit here and then you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tea garden outside, and it also has a wedding thing there. They drape, people can
okay.
take wedding pictures.
Yeah.
Yes, there you drape and so on. So it's this one. I just wanted to be the place to go if, like, you want to relax and rest. You
Yeah.
know? So that's it. So that's me. In a nutshell. Then the other side of me, I said I was born in the Eastern Cape, but I'm married to the Zulu royal family.
Yeah.
Gwenza is a prince. My son, unfortunately, my husband passed away in 2006. Our house, because it's in house, our house is second to the king.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was the king's father and my father-in-law. They were brothers.
Yeah.
Yes. Even when my father-in-law was born, their father said he was second to then heir to the throne,
Yeah.
who's the father of the current king.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's we live. We've got, like I was telling you, that we have a home in Wanongoma. That's where we live. We are senior royals. That's why I was saying, like, normally, I mean, the traditional dress, people wear it anyway. You take pictures, but I just said, with us in the royal family, we are told when to wear it. Like,
Yes.
sometimes there will be a funeral, and then the king will give out instructions that wear your traditional dress.
Yes.
Don't wear your ordinary dresses. Or it will be somebody's a birthday or his birthday, and then pay the part, and then we'll say, you wear this, and then because when you wear it, the skirt and everything with beads and the hat, and then it will be decided for us that you must buy there are these cloths that we say, okay, you buy this color,
Yeah.
It's always something like that. So I was just saying to Gwenza that, you know what, I don't want, I know probably it's not much, but I don't want to be like disrespectful.
No,
Yes,
obviously
yes, yeah.
not.
I said probably some people will say no, it's nothing, but with me, it's especially whenever you wear it, you are told just you must wear this. So
Yeah.
it's like that. So otherwise, that's the. So I think that's it. You can just ask, because I think
You've mentioned extensively that you're trying your best to get into the hospitality industry.
Yes.
And you're doing it in a time where everyone is stepping out.
Yeah.
You must see a very positive future.
In fact, we started doing it before COVID. I know
Yeah.
that there will be COVID, and then COVID will go. What I've decided, in fact, talking to my children, we said, you know what, probably it's a blessing in disguise that we have enough time to do what we want perfectly.
Yeah.
not be under pressure that there are people who are knocking on the door, want to come in, and then you end up giving people, substandard things.
Yes.
We believe in giving people classy stuff, you know, like if someone comes and then we know that, even next time the person will want to come back. That's what we want to do. So we just said, you know what, let's capitalize on this situation, because you know what, in business, when, like in any other business apart from hospitality, like even in mining right now, the demand is very low.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, because this pandemic is a global thing, you know, so it's affecting everybody. It's not a case of it's South Africa or it's Africa only. So now I'm saying we need to produce as much as we can.
Yes.
Because once this whole thing, you know, is lifted, everybody will be looking for coal.
Yeah.
Similarly with this, people will have been so tired of staying at home, you know, not doing anything. Once it's lifted, everybody is going to want to go on vacation. Everybody is going to want to go. So that time is the time that will be, you know, reaping. So for us, it's the chance now to prepare that, because it's not going to be forever. People are already sick and tired of not moving around. So that's the aim, that when the time comes, we'll be ready for it, because it's going to come.
Yeah.
It's going to come.
If we look at 2008, after the recession,
yes,
how things uplifted. So we need to prepare for that.
Definitely, because I even remember with 2008, we had so many projects which we could not, because everything. I remember that stage I was buying land from Tongati Hewlett in Balito. I only saw yesterday when I was driving, on Saturday, that the project has started.
Yeah.
Just imagine 2008, it stopped because of the recession, you know. But they are doing it now. So what I'm trying to say, it's never permanent.
Yeah.
It's never permanent. Yeah. Because you like now, if we were planning that the money, because I'm taking money from the mine and diverting it into this.
Yeah.
So if now I say, okay, you know what, this is the situation now, what am I going to, I'll end up buying cars or buying things, you know, that will not bring me money.
Yeah.
We are only focusing on things that ultimately will investment. It's
Yes,
investment.
yes.
Yeah, it's investment.
That's the best. Yeah. You quite extensively covered your relationship with the royal family, and a little bit about your position in politics years ago. Were there any specific positions that you held where you were able to create an influence in the community?
You know what, that time, we were all operating underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, that I was it was during my university days, you know.
Yes.
We were student activists. We were beaten left and right by the police. It was not easy at all, but I would say our contribution then, you know, talk for itself now.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, but I got so angry, I think 2010. I don't want to say I was kind of vindictive, because we were labeled as Mbeki people and things were taken from us. But when Jacob Zuma came into power, you know, that's when I decided, I made a conscious decision to come back at that stage. I remember we were pushing for Kgalema Motlanthe as president, and Matthew Sposa as deputy president. We went to Mangaung. I was in the leadership, in the group that was leading that. We went to Mangaung, you know, trying to prevent Zuma from taking a second term.
Yes.
And then we failed.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we failed.
So obviously.
Yes, yeah. And that was the only time that I felt like people are playing games with our blood and sweat, because I know how difficult it was then. Because I even remember me and my brother, we did not see eye to eye with that, because he was a policeman.
Oh.
And then we would argue at home, and then he would say to my mother, if she gets arrested, don't ever ask me to go and bail her. And I would say I come after him, and I would say I don't care because there will be people who will be taking.
This was before '94.
That was before '94. So now, and he would leave, and then my mom would say, "Let's chat," because we used to, and then I would brief her and so on. So it was not easy. And just imagine, because with my brother, we were very, very, very close. I mean, we were 2 years apart. We were very, very, very close. And I would visit him, and then he would say, "You know what? Don't come here, because if they see you, I mean, now your colleagues, if they see you, they'll say you are a spy, don't come here," and so on. So it was a very, very, very difficult period. But now, when you see people, playing games, you see corruption, you see, I mean, all of this, it just become disillusioned. I only came back for 2012 in Mangaung, and then when we didn't, I said, you know what, go back to what you were doing, because I decided that, you know what, I'm just going to be involved in developing our economy, making my mark, and so on. And I think I'm making it. I think I'm making it. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
So
because I remember I was invited by the Department of Mineral Resources in 2018 or last year. No, 2018 to the mining summit in Newcastle.
Yeah.
So now they are seeing my story as the good story.
Yeah.
They had uploaded it in the YouTube and stuff. I mean, it's
really?
It's there. Yeah.
Can you send me the name or the link?
Okay, I'll try and do that, because there's even in fact, I think if you just Google Dr. Nomalady Ngwadla or Zulu, I mean, you will also get to that.
It'll come up.
Yeah,
okay.
It will come up. Yeah. So now, and then they were saying, the person, no, you are a success story. You are the only female in KZN, to own a mine and be successful.
Are you still the only female in KZN?
The last time I checked, yes.
Oh.
Yes. So now we want you to, I mean, to be one of the speakers there. I said, I mean, I was pissed off, because I had looked for finance. They never assisted me.
Yes.
No government institution, assisted me, I said, okay. I will come. And then now I was in the Eastern Cape, and then I slept in Durban. I'm driving up here. Then I see these calls coming in, before my respect. And then I picked up one, and then it was the regional manager, DMR. No. The MEC's office. They want to talk to you. There's SAP. I don't know what was the SAPC wants to go to your mine today. And then I pulled over, and then he said, no, we've been trying to get hold of you. We've already driven past. They were already, driving to Dundee. They are going to the mine. They want to interview before tomorrow, because this thing was the following day. And then I met them. I said, okay, I saw them at Ultra City, but I wasn't sure. And then we met here at the parking, Pick and Pay parking. I said, okay, no, I'm coming. And then I came back, and then I took my PPE, and then I got dressed up, and then I met them, and then we went to the mine. They took pictures. I was interviewed. Oh, before we left here, and then this guy now from the MEC's office, he says, to me, you must mention how the government helped you. I said, help me? Who helped me? I said, no, government helped me. And then SAP got said, what? I said, no one helped me, And then when we got there, and then they were interviewing me, I just said, you know what, I'm just grateful that we have a new government, because we've got opportunities and so on and so on and so on. Yeah. Then the following day, and then I was ready to box at the conference, and then now ENCA and ANN7, they went to go to the mine, before they went to, and then we had to rush there. I was wearing high stilettos. We went to the mine. I didn't even have PPE, They interviewed me, and then I went back. And then I boxed the Minister Mantashe, I just said, you know what, this is an outlet for me, because we never get assisted,
Yeah.
You knock, and then the door is shut on your face,
Yeah.
But this is my story, So so it went out. I mean, I was getting calls, my family from the Eastern Cape, everybody was saying, hey, we saw you, hey, what's happening, and so on. I said, yeah. So, no, then I was So that's it's not easy, but we get there.
Yeah.
We get there.
And then I think you've almost answered most of my questions. I wanted to ask you about the low-cost housing. You've told me about that. And your businesses, you've told me about that. Most of the organizations that you've been a part of. And then I have some more of a vague type of question. But I think you'll be a good person to answer it. How would you define good leadership?
Yeah. Good leadership, you know, it's a good leader is not greedy.
Yeah.
A good leader take care of everyone. You are not selective, you know. A good leader would like to see everyone succeed.
Yes.
A good leader is not corrupt or cannot be corrupted. So, and prepared to listen to other people's point of views, and is calm and peaceful. Calm, which is something I'm not.
You are very adventurous.
I'm not calm at all. I mean, I just react, you know. But I mean, yeah, as a leader, you have to be calm. You have to assess the situation, you know, most times, because when people are expecting you, you know, to, you know, you just and then address things. Yeah. So that I think personal, and then you put the other people first, not yourself. You know what happened? We were donating some tracksuits, and tracksuits in one of the schools. Yeah. So the kids, I'm thinking about this. I mean, we put other people first, and then they wrote this message, and then it was framed, and then she said, "You put yourself first." And the other people, she did the other way around, because it says you put other people first and yourself. Like, and then she said, "I must put myself first, and then the other people." So you always think about other people. You don't pass, you know, in your own success. You know, I'm successful. You know, I'm this. You know, you always have to help the next person. I think that's the one thing that, I mean, I always thank God for, is that, I mean, I know the next person. You know, I always say I am a bridge, you know, because I can work, I can make money, but God uses me as a bridge to take the money to the next person. You know, and my kids are like that as well. You know, I've brought them in such a way that, I mean, you cannot see your fellow human being, you know, begging. If you see someone begging, give the person whatever, you know, you can afford to do, or even if it's the last thing that we have, but you must help your fellow human being. So that's the thing. I mean, I think with me, even the success stories that come with is because I'm not afraid, you know, to give the next person, even if it means, probably that's why I'll never be wealthy or rich. It's because, I mean, you know, I always, so those four, I mean, the leader is not greedy, you listen, incorruptible or not, is not corrupt, you know, you know the you take care, you know, of other people. To me, that's what a good leader.
That is definitely. And you mentioned some of the stuff that you were doing, handing out stuff. Have you done any stuff, or have any been a part of any organizations that has been doing stuff now during the pandemic?
No. I didn't. You know, to be honest, you know, this pandemic has been so scary. I was so afraid even to meet people, even to go out. You know, even now, you know, I'm avoiding a meeting. No, I haven't done a thing. You know, the problem, I will be honest with you, people will say you only become, what you do has impact if you work with other people. Yes, you I think when they say that, it's like you bring money, you donate, and then you go, you buy groceries for people and so on. with us, and I'll say us because as a family, whenever we do things, just do our own thing, because I've realized that previously we've done that, and then no one accounts for your money. Where did my money go?
Yeah.
I've made some donations here, there, and there. Where did my money
Yeah.
go? So we've done stuff here in Dundee. We've done stuff in other communities in Durban, in Ngwadla. You know, when there was, I remember when there was a tornado or something, you know, and then we went to 3 villages. Then we bought food parcels for probably it was 1,500 families, because
Wow.
yeah, then we had, I mean, SAPC was there as well. Because it was 500 families per community.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, then we went to one community. That one was destroyed by fire. And then we started building. I spent over $1 million there
Sure.
before government came on board to assist. But the politics came
Yeah.
in. But we spent over $1 million building houses for people.
Yeah.
So whenever we were able, or we have the means, we do that. We do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we do that. We do a lot of.
No,
Because
that's
I remember
wonderful.
we bought one in one of these big wholesalers in Eshowe, and then we hired trucks that were taking food. We spent about 5 days distributing food there. So we've done that. But during the pandemic, no, I didn't do anything. I don't want to lie. I wasn't. I was scared myself because we had just come back from Russia.
Yeah.
So we were not even sure whether we had the COVID thing. Hey, I don't want to lie. We were just, and we traveled. I mean, we came back in January. We traveled via Dubai, you know.
Yeah.
So now we realized that most people who have been there, Italy, Dubai, and so
Yeah.
on, you know, were infected. I stayed, I mean, the whole of March. I just self-isolated myself, you know.
Really?
But I had nothing, you know. I just said, you know what, if there's anything, I don't want to spread it to other people.
Yeah.
Let me just, stay
That's
at
much
home.
better.
That's why once I was saying, he only stayed for 2 weeks, because afterwards we got permission from the department to start mining.
Yeah.
So when I was running around with the compliance things and so on, and I was also, there was this thing that, at our age, we easily, you know, pick up this thing. So I wasn't sure, really. I wasn't sure. But anyway.
When you told me you have grandchildren, I got completely shocked. I couldn't believe that you were old enough to have grandchildren.
Yeah, no. The 14, 15.
What?
I'm telling you.
It looks like you should have children who are 14 or 15.
No, I've got 5 grandchildren. Yeah, I've got 5 grandchildren.
But as you can see, I thought Quenza was much younger than he actually
no,
is.
he's going for 30 years. Yeah.
You have very good genetics.
Yeah.
And then my last question is, how can everyone and anyone work towards a better future? People who might not even be in a situation where they have economic strength to do it like that. How can anyone do it?
I think the main thing really is, you know, people always think that, to be able to do something, you must have money, you must have finance, you must go to a bank, or you must go to someone, to borrow. My belief is, because I've done that, you start with the little you have.
Yeah.
That's one. You start with the little you have, and then you build yourself.
Yeah.
You build you build what you want to do, however small it is, and then you let it grow.
Yeah.
You know, you don't like look at that so and so did that. I want to do what so and so did, and is successful.
Yeah.
You look at your own strength.
Yeah.
You look at your own passion. I've had youngsters asking me, you know, how did you do it? How can we? You know, I said no. Look at what you like most. You know, because if you do something that someone else is doing, and then the first hurdle you reach, you give up. Whereas if it's something that we're passionate about, whatever hurdle come, you'll overcome it and carry on and so on. So to me, in South Africa, we need people, I'm not going to say youngsters, we need people who know what they want, who've got who has like, I mean, you are passionate. You don't wait for the government to say, you know what, the government should do this, because I mean, I think that's one of the entitlement issues that we have in the country, where we say, okay, the government is not doing this for me, the government is not doing that for me. I'll make an example about Gwenza. Gwenza is passionate about writing, you know, and I said to him, yes, I know you are passionate about writing, but we have to live. Writing, you will get your breakthrough one day, but while you are working towards it, you need to live. So it took him probably a year for him, I mean, to be able, he's running everything now, you know, he's running everything to be able to reach there, because I encourage him. Similarly with the one in the US, he's an actor, you know.
Oh really?
He's in Hollywood. He's still looking for his breakthrough, but he's doing photography, he's doing a whole lot of other things, you know, for him to live. Because I mean, you will reach. I said, you don't remove your eye from your target, but you do things so that you know you are able. You don't get frustrated. You don't get depressed. I mean, and then you move, I mean, towards that. Thirdly, it's. Some people will, yes, I'm a very good fan of education, that you get educated.
Well, you're a doctor, so.
Yes, I'm a very good fan of that. But I've seen highly educated people useless, you know, not having anything. To me, education fine-tunes your aspirations, fine-tunes your determination of where you want to go. So like I'm a doctor, but people would say, what are you using that for? Because every day you stand there on the sun, you know, looking at coal, or you get your hands dirty, and then what do you? I said, no, you know, I had a reason to do that, you know. I want it when I want, like now, I mean, if I'm phoning, then I want to make an appointment with someone. No, he's busy and so on. And then immediately I say Dr. Nomalady wanted to talk to you, and then they open a space, you know. So that's the main thing, because we live in a society where people still look at people because they've got this, you know. But that does not define anyone. That does not define anyone. Yes. So I mean, all you need to do is just to know what you want, how you will do it, and you start, you know, in bites, you know, chunks. You know, don't bite too much, you know. You do that, and then and then you grow. If you look at the successful, I mean, business people, you look at people like Bill Gates. You know, you look. I mean, there are a whole lot of people. Some of them don't even have metric, you know. But they are successful, and you can sit down, I mean, with them, and then they can tell you, you know, I mean, a story that you'll never believe. I've got a friend, I mean, Mike Nkuna in Gauteng. He's from Limpopo. He owns malls. He's one of the wealthiest people, but he does not have education. He said to me, you know, I started running a shop in the hostel. I was staying in the hostel, and then that small shop gave birth to malls. You know, he's got about 5 or 6 malls now. So what I'm trying to say, it all has to do with determination. It all has to do with your goal. It all has to do with your passion. You know, do something that you're passionate about.
A lot of people educate themselves, but they might not have the paper because they go and do their own research and they get their own experiences.
Definitely. And that experience, you cannot trade it to anyone, because it's yours. It's your story. You know, it's your story.
I mean, I think you can attest to that.
Definitely. Yeah, it's your story.
And then, this is really the last question. I said the previous one was the last question. This is really the last question. You are very passionate about what you're doing, and you're doing a lot of things, and you're expanding very quickly and very passionately. You must see a very good future. Are you hopeful for the future?
Yes, I am. I'm one person who's optimistic about everything. That's why I was saying, I mean, I get bored. I always start. I always have to have something new that I'm busy doing, you know. Because I will set up something, and then someone else should run it, and then I'll start. I never start something and then it fails. Everything that I start, because it's, to me, you can, however small the project is, you spend money on it. So you have to recover, that money. So with the future, I'm very optimistic. I don't lie. As much as we get let down and disappointed, by our government every now and then, but I always say, what those individuals are doing there should not define us as the country. Some of us who must work, because you are not only working to uplift the economy of the country, you are also uplifting yourself. You are also, like if I die now, I'll leave a legacy. I always say to my kids, if I die, you know what I have, and I wouldn't want any of the stuff being sold. Whoever, I don't want any of, like, say, okay, you'll take 20%, 10%, and so on. It goes with the. I'm building a dynasty. A dynasty. Or even my great grandchildren. I want them to say, our grandmother did this. I'm just building it. So that's why I'm very positive. That's why even now during the pandemic, we're busy starting new things. We're busy starting new things. Like we are in the process of buying Washbang Hotel. Yes. So it's. We can never, we can never sit. I'm very optimistic.
But you're putting your fingers deep into hospitality.
Yes, no. Very, I like it. I like it. No, I like it. I think also because we travel a lot. We travel a lot. So everywhere we go, when we take pictures, we take something that will. I remember we were in France with Wenza. And then we're in this restaurant, and then we're secretly taking pictures because, hey, you know what, this decor is very nice. So maybe something that we can, So we always, look at new opportunities. Like we were in Iceland last year, end of 2018. We went to Iceland. We came back with a contract. We've got water, Icelandic water. Yes, we are going to use it in our restaurants, in our B&Bs and so on. I've got that. I'm just waiting. In fact, because of this pandemic now, because I wanted to order the whole container. With bottles of water.
So but it'll come soon.
Because we drank that water in the plane to Iceland Air. And then it was so delicious. And then we looked at it. I said, Mom, this water. I said, hey, can you taste this? And then when we got at the hotel, I googled, and then I got the water, and then I sent an email. I said, we are South Africans, we're here in Iceland, we're living on the 4th of January. We like your water. We'd like this. And then on that was on the 31st. And then on the 2nd, and then I saw a response. I said, come to our factory in such and such a place. We didn't know that. it took us about 3 hours in a cab, going to that place. And then we went to the factory, It's glacial water. They are piping it directly from the glacier. There's a spring there. And then the pipe goes straight to the factory, So they sell 70% of it to America. So now, then we've got that.
Iceland is an amazing country.
Yes.
The renewable energy that they're doing there, everything is phenomenal.
Because they're also using the hot springs.
Yes.
They pump that hot spring water, into the like into their heating system.
They are very resourceful people.
No, we loved it there. We loved it there. So what I'm saying, I think the hospitality industry comes with us liking traveling as well, So
no, that's wonderful. And that's all of the questions I have for the interview part. If there's anything else you'd like to add to building a better future and leadership, you are welcome to add it.
I think basically I for a better future in South Africa, I would like to see a situation where we move away from I'm black, you are white. You are Indian, you are colored.
I would love that.
I've had experiences, because even when I was in project management and housing, my whole team of experts, there was one Indian. They were elderly men. They were all over 60. Then I was in my early 40s then. The one Indian man, and then the rest were white. It was white engineer and a white quantity surveyor. And I remember I was going there for my first interview. Before I left the municipality, but I was already doing some interviews so that I could get a job. And then everyone else, you find these black guys, with laptops and shiny shoes and all that kind of stuff. I'm not very good in technology. You know. I still use the old methods, because I remember I had the transparency, with a cookie pen and all that kind of stuff. So, and then now, when we walked in, then I saw everybody looking at each other. I think they were saying, why is this woman coming with these grey-haired white men, And then the first thing that I did, I introduced my team and I told them that, what, I'm one person who believes, in expertise. I believe in getting the best. I believe in learning from the best.
Yeah.
Yes. So, even now, in my mind, my first mine manager was white. My second mine manager was white. I'm not saying I only go for.
No, but you look for who comes to you with the qualification.
I want, to deal with people. You see, if you have, a combination, you get different perspectives on
100%.
things, and you also learn because we all learn as we go. So I'm just thinking that if in South Africa we can have this unified approach towards developing the economy, towards making policies that will benefit everyone. I think this is a beautiful country. It's got all the perks of a rich country.
Yes.
But the main problem is that we still look at people through color lines or divisions.
Yeah.
So my hope for the future is that if we could do that, South Africa would be a better place to live. We will not have all these racist remarks or people saying this, someone saying that, or someone saying that. I don't know. That's my view. I've got my kids. My kids grew up in an environment where even their friends, when they were small, white friends, they would come and stay, in my house, and then my kids would go stay over.
Yeah.
Now they are all men. They still do that even now. They are all men with beards. Some are married. But that thing, because they would come into my house and then I would say, okay, if your friends are coming, tell me so that I buy. Extra groceries I cook for them. Boys eat a lot and so on. So I don't know. I would say if we can all be colorblind, just for the sake of South Africa, for the growth of our country.
I think our differences can either give us these walls that we put between each other, or it can unify us to create. If you go to other countries, they don't have what we have. All we need is unity.
Definitely. You know what? When I was in Russia, and then I was asking this cab driver, because there. They train like the shuttle drivers and so on, While they are taking you from the airport to the hotel, they give you all the stories of the So now I was asking them, I said, guys, tell me, how did you manage? Because I know that Russia was sanctioned, not long ago.
Yeah.
They were sanctioned, the trade sanctions with America and so on, because of this Syria thing, all these wars there. And then I said to them, how did you survive? How are you surviving, being isolated, They said, no, you know what, we've got a very intelligent president. He just said, let's go back to basics, agriculture, He started that. So what I'm trying to say, there's no work that is for a certain type of people and work for a certain type of people, If agriculture is what will, because I also believe that in South Africa, agriculture is what, if you can have our farming, boosted, with food security and all that, we export. Like now, I'm just thinking about exporting pigs to China and all that kind of stuff, So, if we can do that, and then we do that in a unified, and then we break these walls of white Black Business Association, White Farmers Union. You've got that, and then we all come together, and then we assist each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, with production. Yeah.
100%. I agree with you. Yeah. Where I study, we have many. We have a lot of classes about this, and still in some of the classes, I don't see the goal being unification. I see the goal being we need to do this side and do it this side. That idea of community is talked about, but it's never reality.
In fact, with me, I think the mistake that we are making is to suppress other nationalities or other languages and so on. Personally, if you want to educate your child in Zulu only, or you want to have a Zulu speaking school only, and then the children there, it's fine, it's your choice. If you want to have an Afrikaans, it's your choice, because I think the tensions are caused by like suppression, saying that this is not right, or because we had this then, and then we always look at things through the apartheid eye, until such time that we move away from that. We don't look at things through the apartheid eye. We look at things on what we need to grow as a country.
Yeah.
I think if we just do that, and then all these racist things and so on will just fall off, and then
if we just start working together.
Definitely, that's the key thing.
Yeah.
You know what I said to Ganza when you said one, I said to Ganza, you know what, I know how difficult it is, to get people to interview. You want to, because I did when I was doing my master's dissertation. I ended up gate crashing all the Zionist churches because I was I'd taken a topic that was so difficult to do. So I would go there like I'm going to church, and then after the church I would start interviewing people, and then they were calling me a spy. I was nearly beaten somewhere else. So now I was saying to Ganza, I'm always very sensitive, to people who, especially to students, who want to do something, because it's very difficult. It's very difficult to get, proper, because your thesis or whatever you are doing now is dependent on you getting, the best you can for you to progress to the next level.
You know what's funny? The busiest people who I contacted are the ones who said yes. The ones who don't have much going on right now, who are sitting at home due to pandemic, they are the ones who said no. I found that very interesting.
I think it's lack of understanding, how critical that is, because also as an adult, I'm looking up to you guys that one day you'll carry this country forward.
Hopefully.
We have to do that. We have to support. We have to give support.
I think is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No.
Okay. Then thank you so much.